Hello friends, my name is Zekko and welcome to a brand new video. Today we are talking Barcelona, but not for any good reason. They have actually posted a very concerning article on their website concerning selling more of their TV rights, and it just doesn't look good. So we're going to dive into it a little bit, have a little bit of a chat about it, and find out what actually is going on and whether this is the beginning of the end for Barcelona. I'm not too sure. We're going to dive into it. I want to know your thoughts on it as well. If you enjoyed the video, please leave it with a like and subscribe if you haven't for more content like this coming very soon. Hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload, and let's talk about Barcelona because they are in dire straits. It was only a very short period of time ago that I was talking about how Barcelona should be celebrating the fact that they got Robert Lewandowski, one of the best strikers in the world, through their doors. But I never really touched on the way they went about it and the means they had to try and get him through the door. I think it's all well and known that Barcelona have a very poor financial situation at the moment, but I don't think we quite understand the level that it's dropped to. They are in a serious amount of debt, they want to renew their stadium, and they are going to extreme lengths, I think, especially for the health of this football club, to try and maintain themselves at the top. They don't want to drop, they can't afford to drop, and they need to stay where they are. This means doing some quite unfortunate deals and some very scary ones at that, if you're asking my opinion. We're going to dive into the article in a second. I just wanted to have a little bit of a chat about where Barcelona are and what's going on with them right now. There's a lot been said about Frenkie de Jong and his move that just will not materialise due to a number amount of factors, but one of them being the fact that Barcelona owe Frenkie de Jong around about £17 million. On top of that, they're also being able to sign players like Rafinha and Robert Lewandowski. So the question is, where are they getting the money from? And why is this feasible when they can't pay their own players? Well, the article that I'm about to bring up actually alludes to the reason why they're able to do this, and it's due to their finances and the way they're trying to regulate certain issues and how they're able to pay off certain things. And I do think it's spelling the beginning of the end if they don't get this right. If it doesn't go well for them, if they don't win things and they don't get serious amounts of trophies, I really do think that this could be the spiral that starts it. I don't understand how they come back from this if it doesn't work. It's just very concerning. Here's the article. Okay, here is the article itself. FC Barcelona today announced an additional investment from Sixth Street, a strategic investment firm with significant experience in global sports and media, which follows the firm's previously announced acquisition of 10% of the club's La Liga TV rights. With this second transaction, FC Barcelona has sold an additional 15% of the club's La Liga TV rights. In total, Sixth Street will receive 25% of the club's La Liga TV rights for the next 25 years. I will repeat that, 25 years. The transaction continues the implementation of a strategy overwhelmingly supported by the club's members at its extraordinary General Assembly in June. We continue to move forward on our strategy and are pleased to have completed this additional agreement with Sixth Street, providing us with a meaningful increase in capital strength, said Joan Laporta from Barcelona. Over the past few weeks, we and Sixth Street have engaged and collaborated with a shared understanding of what we are seeking to achieve for our organisation, and we look forward to our long-term partnership. FC Barcelona is one of the world's premier sporting organisations, and we are glad to be expanding our relationship through this additional investment, said Alan Waxman, co-founder and CEO of Sixth Street. Our flexibility and cross-platform expertise continue to be of value to management teams when seeking to execute highly strategic initiatives. Sixth Street is essentially a global investment firm, which is where Barcelona are getting their money from because they are able to sell off, obviously, their club La Liga TV rights. Also, one thing we need to mention is this. The previously announced acquisition of 10%. Barcelona have already sold 10% of their La Liga TV rights for 25 years. This has already been done. It happened way back when. It happened on the 30th of June, or it got announced then. They sold 10% of the club's La Liga TV rights for the next 25 years. which is maddening to me, for initially 207 million euros. Obviously, you can do the math and find out how much more they're getting this time around, but they will then sold a quarter of their TV rights to try and raise money to be able to sell players, or to buy players, I should say, and keep the remaining ones. This is an extremely dangerous practice, in my opinion. It's very concerning, and it shows that Barcelona are in deep water, that we know how much debt they're in, we're aware what they want to do with their stadium, and that doesn't even categorically explain what's going on with them as a club financially. We saw earlier on that they have sold the rights for their stadium. It's no longer called the Nou Camp. It's no longer called Camp Nou. It's now the Spotify Camp Nou, because they have sold the naming rights to the stadium to Spotify, who will also appear on their shirts, who will also appear on their training gear, I imagine. And as we can see here, it will also appear on the stadium itself. It is no longer called the Nou Camp, it's called the Spotify Nou Camp, or the Spotify Camp Nou. I'm very, very concerned for Barcelona financially. It will be on the training kits for the next 3 years. I'm very concerned about them. It does not show good managerial sense. I'm sure it's something they have to do due to the amount of debt they're in. I think it's 1.2 billion or something like that. And I just think that it's very, very concerning. If you look at the way that they're selling off some of their assets, their TV rights, I just think that it's a very concerning time. And the depth that they've put themselves into, you have to wonder, will this save them? Will this help them with an extra 25% being sold save them? Will the revenue that they get from that and the capital that they get from that, will that help them in the long run? It seems like a very short-sighted thing that, if it doesn't work, will blow up in their face. Robert Lewandowski is another perfect example. We'll continue on to him later. I'm very concerned about this deal, and the fact that they've sold a quarter of their rights is something nothing than terrifying. It is absolutely horrendous. If I was a Barcelona fan, I'd be very, very upset. 25 years is a very, very long time. It's a massive amount of time. And who's to say they're not going to sell more? Who's to say they need to sell more? We don't know at this current point in time. And it screams desperation. A quarter of your TV rights is massive, and for the fact that it's 25 years, I think we underestimate how much time that actually is. That is an extraordinary amount of time, and it's money that they're not going to see. It's revenue streams that they're not going to be able to get for a early time payday, because they need it to sustain and buy players. If these players don't work, I'm looking at Robin Lewandowski, I'm looking at the likes of Rafinha. I think Rafinha will be fine because I think he's young enough. But if you think about Robin Lewandowski, who's already at his elderly stages in terms of football, how many years has he got left? 2, 3, maybe? You're looking at 25 years for that and sum of money, and then you're going to have Robert Lewandowski on the books, who is either going to turn into a free transfer or he's going to move somewhere else because they need to get him off the wage bill. I don't know how much they're having, but it can't be good. You look at the likes of Ousmane Dembele, who has to take a pay cut. Frankie de Jong, if he stays at Barcelona, will have to take a pay cut. You're asking all these players to do all these things, and then you're still not making sure that your future is stable. I'm not sure that the way that one of the Bayern representatives, I can't remember who it was, said that Barcelona are going to be extinct in 2 years. I don't think that's the case. They will be around in 2 years. It just really concerns me the way that they're going about this. 25% of your TV rights is terrifying to have lost for such a long period of time, and it makes no surprise why they wanted the Super League in the first place. They desperately need money. They want to renew their stadium. They want to change their stadium. As I said, they've changed their name to the Spotify Nou Camp. It can't be good. It's not good, and it just spells despair for me. If we're going to look at some of the positives, or at least one of the positives, it has to be the fact that Frankie de Jong will more than likely now stay at Barcelona. I don't think he wants to leave. I don't think he wants to go anywhere. I think he enjoys Barcelona, he likes the club, and he likes the place. It's his home, it's where he is, it's where he belongs, and he doesn't want to leave. I think now with this financial investment, they won't have to sell him. They previously needed to because of the finances and they wanted to bring in more players, but I think now they'll be absolutely fine. I just worry about the long-term ramifications of this. I worry about what they're going to do in the future. I worry how much more have they got left? Do they need to sell more? Is that an issue? 3 years down the line, am I going to be saying the same thing to you, that they've sold 50% of their rights now? It was only a month ago that they'd sold 10%. Now they've sold a quarter. It's getting scary, and I think that with this new development of the stadium plan, with the amount of debt they're in, with the players that they have that are getting older and older and they're struggling to win trophies, specifically the Champions League, you have to wonder where their prospects are going to be. Yes, Pedri has come through the academy, but will they eventually have to sell one of those to get big bucks? Will they have to sell a Pedri? Will they have to sell a Gavi? Will the defenders that they need to progress forwards come through the door? They're looking at Jules Koundé. He's not going to be cheap. 50 million is reportedly the price that Chelsea are looking at. Will Barcelona be able to outbid them? Barcelona don't really have the finances to be able to outbid people at this point. I still think Frankie de Jong is going to need to take a pay cut, and that's on top of other players needing to take the pay cut as well. How much money is Aubameyang on? And we look at Memphis Depay as well. All of these players are on massive wages because the club has been mismanaged and misrun for such a long period of time. Yes, they get to keep him, but for how long? Surely there needs to be a point in which this club decides that they need to step up their rebuild and try to build financially from the ground up. Or is the question that they're already down that hole to the point that there is no escape apart from this? Let me know in the comment section below, because I'm really intrigued to see and to hear what you think about Barcelona's situation. And do you think there is any saving them? It's definitely one for the future to look at and one to keep your eye on, because I really don't think this is going away. I don't think this is an automatic fix that makes all of Barcelona's problems disappear. If anything, in the long term, I think it makes it a lot worse. Barcelona were a club that I grew up with who dominated Champions Leagues and dominated world football, and they really commanded the presence in just every single facet of the game. It's very sad to see the position they've gotten themselves into due to poor management, poor just running of their football club from a financial point. And in my opinion, I want them to get back to the top. I want them to be that powerhouse club, and it's just sad to see how far they've dropped. I just hope they get back to where they were in a better, healthier financial state sooner rather than later. We need these bigger clubs around. We need the AC Milans. We need the Barcelonas. We need Real Madrid to keep the ethos and the heritage of football true and strong. I'm all for every single club, I really am, but when you see a powerhouse and a juggernaut like this, yes, sometimes people might find it funny to look at, but at the end, it could always be your club, so think about that. Barcelona, it's a sad, sad time, and I think it's going to get a bit worse before it gets better. And that's it from me for today, guys. Thank you ever so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave it with a like and subscribe if you haven't for more content like this coming very soon. If you want to let me know, and I do want you to let me know in the comment section below what you think about Barcelona, like I said, and tell me, how do you think they're going to get out of this? Do you think that there is a way to get out of this? Is there any hope of them winning a trophy this season? How are they going to perform in the Champions League? I need to know all these questions. I need to know all these answers, because I'm very concerned about Barcelona right now. Speaking of which, Barcelona fans, please let me know how you're feeling. What do you think about this news? Is it worrying to you? Do you think you'll be okay? Do you have faith in Laporta? How is it going to pan out? Please, I'd love for you to let me know in the comments below. Of course, you can also let me know on Twitter. I am at Zekko64. I post when my videos go live, but of course, you can already know that if you hit that notification bell. Like I said, that's it from me for today. Thank you ever so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. And I hope to see you in the next one. But until then, take care of yourselves and bye-bye.